Hi again, everybody. Tom Pippins with you with my great friend Steve the Homer True. Brett Yunk is behind the camera. It's another edition of My Faith with Homer and Pip. And we are honored to have a wonderful woman with us today who has a powerful testimony to talk about her faith. Her name is Mary Ann Schmittinger.
Correct.
And with that, we'll go right to Homer to lead off.
I don't change. This is about your faith. You can start wherever you want. We assume these stories, everybody's different, and I'm certain yours will be as well.
Well, my faith, I was brought up Catholic. I didn't come from a very strong Catholic household, but I went to a Catholic school. I had faith in God, that I knew I had a God. I didn't talk to him like I talk to him today, but I knew that my life has got to go according to what he wanted me to do. And so I accepted all the things that happened to me. I accepted that the fact that my son was brain damaged at birth. I accepted that I had a son that died. I accepted all this but as my kids were growing up, I got a bad feeling from the Catholic Church, because they would always come over and say, "We don't see your envelope at church." And I said, "Well, I don't go to church because Randy acts up in church," because he really did act up a lot at that time. And he said, "Well, he doesn't have to go to church." And I thought, well, if he doesn't have to go to church, I don't have to go to church. So I was sort of a borderline Catholic. I just wasn't happy, and I just didn't think this was right. We got Randy in school at Janesville. And when it came to make his communion, I asked a priest at my church if Randy could make his communion with them. And he said, "Oh, no, that would disrupt the class." So it wasn't only that, but it was a number of things that were going wrong. And I just accepted this. But the thing that broke the camel's back, or Mary Ann's back, and Mary Ann turned her back on Christ, was when my husband left. That, I was so mad at God.
And why did he leave?
Oh, he found somebody else.
Mm-hmm. But as you said, he was ashamed of Randy?
Well, originally, yes, because all the life while Randy was growing up, he never really would sit with us. He would walk behind us, ahead of us, or never with us. He never did anything for Randy. But when my husband left, I got so mad at God. I said, "God, why are you doing this? Look at all the things I did. I taught CCD. I taught this. I taught that. I took care of my kids." And I said, "God, he's not going to pay child support. How am I going to support these kids?" So I turned my back on God, and I didn't go to church. And what was bad, because I had younger kids at home, and turning my back on, they turned their back, and so now I'm having a hard time bringing them back into the fold. But I would go out, and I learned to play tennis, and I would keep saying to these friends, "Well, look what I did with Randy. I made Randy independent. I did this, I did that." A friend of mine said to me, "No, Mary Ann, you did it with God's help." And that set me back. It was very disappointing to hear this, but I thought, Mickey did a really good thing by telling me this. So then another friend I was playing tennis with said, "Come to church with me. Let's go," because she was going to Elmbrook. So, I had to move at that time, because I had to get out of the house we were living in. And so I went to Elmbrook with her, and Stuart Briscoe talked. And everything he said, he was talking to me. So then I went back after Sunday, and he just kept talking to me. So when we moved, I said to Randy now, because he was still going to the Catholic church, because neighbors would take him to the Catholic church where we lived. I said, "Randy, you can come with me to Elmbrook, or I will take you to a Catholic church and drop you off and pick you up." No, he decided to come with me. And he felt the same thing, that God. He has a hard time explaining things because his brain, about the brain damage, it doesn't work like the normal person's does. And so we joined Elmbrook Church, and that's when I realized that God was always there for me and always guiding me, but I didn't admit it. I wanted to take the glory for what I did for Randy. I wanted to be a big person. I wanted to show everybody what I did. And what I found out was I didn't do it. God did it all.
Then you owe that tennis partner a great deal.
I do. And unfortunately, I can't remember her name. What can you expect of an 85-year-old lady?
It'll come to you. And the other thought is, what was it that Stuart Briscoe said that made you feel like he's talking to you?
I was talking about family and what happened. It happens to everyone, and don't be ashamed of what happened. I think I was more ashamed of my husband leaving me because my mother said to me, well, what did you do wrong, Mary Ann? It was always my fault. No matter what happened, it was always my fault. And so I think I was more ashamed of this, but Stuart made me feel that I'm not alone. That he knew what I was going through. And not that he went through it, but that I don't know. His son is teaching at the church or preaching at the church where I go to now, and it's the same thing. I feel that all the messages that they seem to tell me are coming to. See, when you go to a Catholic church, I think this is what's wrong with it. The Mass is repetitious and gets boring for people. And I really never heard a good sermon from a priest, to tell you the honest truth. I heard a lot of money from them. And here messages, this is how God handled this, or this is what God did this. It's showing me that God is actually really here with me. I don't know what else to say about it.
How long ago was this? And it would appear that it's every bit as strong or stronger now, assuming that like you talk to God all the time, your best
yes.
friends, your buddies.
Oh, he is. I talk to him when I go in the bathroom even. You know, I'd have a bad day and I'll say, oh God, don't let this happen, you know. And
How does he answer you?
well, when I knew I was going to lose my job and they were going to call me in to let me go, I was praying for weeks. I said, God, tell me what to say to these people. And he did. He put the words in my mouth. Actually, the words he put in my mouth made the people feel small. Because the man that was going to let me go, he was standing up. But then as I was saying, well, you have to do what's best for the company, the man just sort of disappeared into his chair and didn't know how to. Everybody was amazed. They felt small and I felt great because God gave me the words. Or when my father was dying, I went to see him the day before or the night before I went to, because he died on around Easter, and I was going to a service, but I stopped at the nursing home to see him, and I said, God is going to come, Dad, and take you home tonight. This is what because God gives me the words to say. That's not me talking. Or when I tell somebody something, they'll say, well, how do you know that? And I'll think, well, it's God's telling me this. Or, hey, did I pray last night about what I could say today? So all these words, I said, God, you got to put the words in my mouth because you know I have a habit of saying the wrong thing.
I don't have any left. This is what I love.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always sensed in you a peace that, as the Bible says, transcends all understanding and guards your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. But you've been through the ringer.
Oh, I do have a
So what
peace.
sustained you? How have you gotten to that point from the angry person to the one who raised... How many children did you raise up by yourself?
5.
5, including Randy. right?
Including Randy. Yeah.
Excuse me, I believe not by yourself. Isn't that what you learned?
Yes, a good
that's
point.
What
Good
that's
point.
what I learned.
With the father, right?
Well,
With the father.
I didn't know how I was going to support these kids because I knew my husband wouldn't pay child support, and he didn't. But God always saw to it that I had a job. And it wasn't always the best job. It wasn't always the best paying job. Oh, my kids collected bottles, papers, because I'm talking years ago, because my kids are all 50 and 60 years old now. We had paper drives and we sold bottles and and took in bottles and stuff, and they all had to do something. When I was working, the boys knew that they had to have the house clean when I came home. Well, every time I pulled the car in the garage and I shut the motor off, I heard the vacuum cleaner running. So I knew that that's what they were doing.
Wait until the last minute.
Yeah.
If we talk to them, would they say, "Oh, Mom's God crazy. She talks about Mom," or what would be their input as to your life and what they've observed
Well,
from you?
if they see it by action, but I don't talk to them. I don't push God on them because, from my point of view, that would be they would turn away more than that. So I do it by my actions, or like Christmas, I gave them all a book from Billy Graham, Morning and Evening Prayers, and I said, I know you're not going to read it every day, but when you have a bad day, go and pick it up and read something from it, and it will help you through the day. I do it gently because I know my boys, and the more you push them onto something, the more they'll turn away from it. So no, they will not say I'm God crazy because I don't push it. I just try to show them, and I try to tell them that there is, well, one of my sons is in religion, and he is religious, and because he married a missionary's daughter, and he's good. But another one that I gave the book to on Christmas, I said, Rick, because he has a bad time, I said, if you read this, he sort of going along with this, but it just, you can't push religion on people. I'm sorry, no matter what you are. You can't push anything on people.
Well, maybe not, but that tennis partner you had, you realize with my faith, you are her to other people who watch this or listen.
Oh, yeah. And even Mickey, who told me I didn't do this myself. You didn't do this,
It was
Marianne.
Mickey. See, you mentioned her earlier.
Yeah.
You're sharper than you know.
You now just remember her name.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this was a different girl.
Oh,
Okay.
a different person. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask this, if I may, and I'm glad Homer corrected me. You did it with God. That peace we talked about, through all the suffering, have you been able to give it all over to Him? You say you talk to Him all the time. It's as if you're partners, you're one.
Yeah.
Is that what has allowed you to not only survive but thrive? And what would you say to people who might be going through the same kind of adversity or something that's difficult, who maybe don't have your fortitude or didn't have the tennis partner friend?
Well, one man at a Bible study said, I don't understand joy. What is joy? And I says, don't you get joy in just being alive? Or looking out the window and seeing what God has created? I guess I got the peace. I don't know, I just have peace and I have joy in my life. It's not the best life, but I'm happy with it. And I try to tell this to people, but I don't know, I'm hoping my actions show it. I mean, God and I are partners. I mean, when I'm driving the car, nobody else can get through, believe me. In fact, that's a good thing. But when I go to bed at night, I say, good night, God, and then I'll say my prayers, and I'll read my little thing, and I'll tell Him the people that need help. But mostly I will thank Him for things. I keep thanking Him for what He has done for me and my family through all the years. And I have a tendency to more of thank God for everything. The weather. God, I'm glad we got nice, peaceful weather out here. It's little things that I think, or the food I'm eating. I thank Him for the food. Or I had oral surgery a couple of weeks ago, and believe me, God was within in that chair with me. And I mean, because this was one thing I really didn't want to go through. But I had such peace while they were doing this, and it worked out so beautifully. I didn't have much pain. I was afraid of the bleeding because I have a bleeding problem. Didn't have much bleeding. Everything worked out fine because God was there with me. He was guiding their hands.
You've surrendered and you've trusted, and you've shared your faith with us, and we are never more thankful than for you doing that. Thank you so much.
We're all sad what happened yesterday.
The Kobe Bryant?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sad. It's very sad.
He's only 41 years old. You know, God, he'll, you know, I don't know exactly what happened. We're not going to hear this until we'll find this out about a year from now, I think, what it sounds like.
Well, they want to know about your sports, Randy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
What have you got to tell them about? Actually, I think you can tell them about your baseball, because this guy has started angry with the baseball people.
Well, yeah, you know.
But this is about your opinions. Should we start with which team do you start with? Do we start with the Packers? Do we start with the Brewers? Do we start with the Bucks? Who's your favorite? Which is your favorite team?
I like the Bears and the Bucks and what they're doing now. It's incredible.
Yes. So I'm guessing you like Giannis.
But honest, boy, he's pretty good. I mean, who's going to be the next star? I mean,
Well, the next question is whether or not you believe that the Bucks are going to win the NBA championship. Because if you do, we're going to tell the world. Are they going to win the NBA championship, Randy?
wow. It's hard to say. We don't know. I mean, I'd like to see him do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You know, I just see him. They might. He just might. I don't know.
All right.
You're a big Brewers fan, aren't you, Randy?
Yeah, that's
Christian Yelich?
Christian Yelich.
He's got a bat. He got a Yelich bat in his
You have a
room.
Yelich bat?
Yeah, I do in my room.
Could I borrow that?
Yeah.
You know,
gotta-
it would be nice if you give it to me. That would be even better.
I got a picture up on the wall up there with five Fall of Famers.
Really?
Yeah,
Robin Yount?
yeah.
Who else? Paul Molitor?
I'm not sure it was all up there, but at the right when we're done, if you got a chance.
Yes, of course.
But take a look at this. Well, anyway, I'm just saying. I'm hoping that the Bears have a good season, but you know what? I think they might make it. But if they stay healthy, they could do something again. Maybe. Yeah, they're saying that they may make it in.
Do you watch as many games as you can?
No, I watch. I'll kind of listen to the games and see how they're doing in that. I'll just check around and see how they're doing.
Then I'm certain that you've listened to Bob Uecker.
Oh yeah, him too.
Yes.
Uh-huh. I like to listen to him because he's got a lot of stories.
Tell Homer about your bowling exploits.
Oh man, that too. I'm a bowler and everything. I'm enjoying that. I'm on the bowling league and everything else. And wow, I mean, wow. And I can get strikes and spares sometimes too.
You know, Randy, what I'm most proud of from knowing you, and maybe Mom wants to talk about this, your faith is very important to you. You're a reader of the Bible. Could you tell us about your faith?
Oh yeah, my faith is. I'll tell you how we started all this, going from Elmbrook to Grace. It took us a couple of years to get to Grace. Now, this will be 9 years that we've been at Grace. This coming summer. whenever it's going to be July.
9 years. You remember it that well.
It'll be 9 years in July sometime. I know when it
At Grace.
at Grace Church. Besides, with right there, I'll tell you. And I went to a Catholic church one time, and I said, "Well, you know what? I think it's time to go over to Elmbrook," which I did.
Do you remember Stuart Briscoe too?
He comes out to our church now because his son Dave preaches.
Did you learn this from your mother or your faith? Did it come to you?
My faith came to that, I think, and oh wow, I mean, my faith is I enjoy what I'm doing. I pray that when I go walking and riding bike, God's with me most of the time.
So you sense God being with you just like Mom does, huh? He's your friend?
Yeah, he's great. He's got he's a good. He's it's in Christ. Jesus died for us on the cross for us.
That is accurate. That is the case.
And then, and then you get into Christ, and then that's who. People are going to have to get more into that, I think.
Not you though. You're already into
And
it.
I'm into it, but some other people too.
That's what you would tell them.
That's right.
Everybody should do it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the time.
Yeah, very grateful.
I need you. I really wish you would say the Bucks are going to win the championship. I wish you would say that. You said they could.
Well, hey,
Come on, say the Bucks.
I'll say it.
The Bucks are
Are
going to win the NBA championship.
Championship.
Yes, that's
You know
what I
what?
wanted to hear.
You know.
And when they do, I'm going to give you credit. You're the first person I had to say it.
I hope God. I hope they do it.
Well, you keep asking God. Put it on your list. Can you put it on your list for me?
Yeah, I put it in here.
All right, that's what counts. So we'll come back. They're in the playoffs. I'm going to come back here and say, so you still believe the Bucks are going to win the playoffs? And when they win the playoffs, we're coming here first.
I'll tell you one thing too. 2 years ago, I think the Bears should have went to the World Series because they could have won Game 3 and Game 4 out in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we're running out of time.
We're doing a little rap, is that it? Yeah?
No, we got it.
Yeah.
Everything else. The Bucks are winning the championship.
That's all we
You
need to
said
know.
so.
Well, yeah. Well, I hope they do.
I know.
Mary Ann, may I just ask you how proud you are of this man?
Oh,
Your son?
I'm really.
As with all your sons, but you're very proud of Randy, aren't you? What are you most proud about?
What he's accomplished, because he's been through a lot. But the thing is, he's got patience. I mean, if you ever have to watch him eat when he can't get his food, he's got the patience of Job. No kidding. And he doesn't get mad often, but when he does, you're gonna know it and stuff. So, but he's happy with his life. And the thing is, he's got such a dull life because he can't work because of the double handicap, and so they couldn't find work for him. He doesn't have a big social life besides his bowling on Saturdays, and he has socials occasionally through the Retarded Association, but those are sort of going by the wayside because they don't have the money for that, and so he enjoys life even though he's got the dullest life that anybody can live. Because he sits and he watches a lot of TV. That's why I usually have, and he loves horses. Oh God, I think we've seen every Western 50 million times already.
You want to sign us off then? What would you say? Can you just say this has been my faith with Homer and Pip?
This has been my faith in Homer and Pip, and it was good to to meet them and praise God that it all worked out for us in this hospitality.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Tom, it was nice having you for knowing me for a couple of years.
Yeah, I've been very blessed to meet you. I look forward to the next time we get to see you with Mike.
Oh yeah. Well,
Can I go bowling with you? Can I
Oh,
get in
man.
your league one time? Because I will whoop you.
Oh no.
Yes, oh yes, yes. You got no chance.
We whip 'em. We whip. You get whip. We whip. You probably whip all of us.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to whip the rest of them. I just want to whip you.
Oh no.
So I'm coming to get you one Saturday.
Oh no.
I bowl left-handed. Are you
No.
left-handed or right-handed? Which
Usually.
hand? Right-handed? All right.
That sounds like fighting words.
That's
What do you think? He's ready. Are you ready?
Oh man.
Bring it on.
Oh, man.
You'll see me when I walk in the door.
Oh man.
Right on.
Well, this
Thank
is